Okay, so good morning or good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jolene. I'm responsible for marketing at Yablo. Peter, who is the founder of Yablo, is in this webinar as well, and he will answer all your questions in between of the presentation. You can post your questions on the site in the Q&A. Yep, ask away, I would say. So thank you all for being here in this webinar. I'm glad that there are so many of you, and I'm really excited to tell you more about Yablo. So let's start with why. Why did we choose to improve email collaboration? Well, email is still the mostly used communication tool with a lot of companies, but email was never built for collaboration. Email was built for one-on-one communication. I send an email to you, you reply to me, and then we go back and forth maybe a couple of times, but I don't include a team. I don't send it to some of my team members or share it with a certain group, because then it becomes collaboration. And that's the thing that is difficult with email. Besides that, also a lot of time is wasted prioritizing emails. Lots of emails keep coming in, but how do you decide which one is more important than the other one? How do you keep the overview of that? Also, some of the emails I receive are actually not meant for me, but maybe for an expert in my team or for my manager. So what do? I forward them or put them in CC when I answer the question. So a lot of internal email traffic is happening. And the last thing here is that a lot of managers are sailing blind, which means that they don't really know what their team is doing, or they don't know the status of their communication with customers, because a lot of the email appears in personal inboxes, so they don't have access to that, or it appears in shared mailboxes, but there are so many emails coming in there that you don't know who is taking up which email or what the status of these emails are. So that's why we came up with Yablo as a solution. So Yablo is actually based on 4 solutions. So the first thing, and the most important thing, of course, is the email collaboration. Yablo provides email collaboration without sending emails. Okay, you can collaborate about email by using comments, by delegating access, by assigning owners, using tags for structure, setting priorities. I will show all these solutions right away more in detail, of course. Then secondly, the features of Yablo improve your personal productivity. Also the third, it's important to stay transparent, to stay in the know of what really matters to you. Again, I give the example of putting someone in CC. When you're put in CC a lot, you get a lot of emails. And you're expected to know what they all are about, and then it becomes a mess. It becomes a lot of emails. So if you decide to which email conversation you want to be involved in, yeah, you really can stay in the know of what really matters to you. And last but not least, it integrates with your workflow, with your personal flow. So this is more than what we have on our website. Right? On our website, our features were really focused on the Outlook add-on. Well, while developing, we've extended these functionalities, and I'm really excited to show them to you. But so it's a lot more than just an Outlook add-on. So let's start with how does Yablo work? How do we get started? So we get started by changing emails into conversation cards. What are conversation cards? They look like this. So an email comes in, and in Yablo, it turns into such a card, which is actually a summary of your email. You can see who's the owner of this email, who it has been assigned to, so he will tackle this email conversation, but also you can see what are the latest comments on this email conversation. Some internal discussions might have happened there. What was the latest activity? You all have it in this small card. If you click on this card and it opens, you get your email conversations that are linked, all the emails that are linked to this conversation. And what do we see here? Here we see that this conversation was shared with the support mailbox. This means that everybody in the support team inbox in Yablo has access to this email conversation. I just added it to this team inbox. I didn't forward it or anything like that. What also is in here is that you can add tags for structure. So you can add a shared tag. This means that if I add a tag, everybody in the team or everybody who has access in Yablo to this email conversation will see the same tags. So we can have a general structure for our emails. Then our priorities. This one is important, as you can see. So you can set priorities to emails and start with the things that really matter. And the emails that are the most important go first. Last but not least, here you can see that you can follow conversations that matter to you. Okay, so you don't have to be in CC all the time. If we take these conversation cards and we put them on one board, in this case, we call it an actionable board. It's a Kanban board. It looks like this. It's different columns with the conversation cards or the emails on there, and just drag and drop them from one column to another to change, in this case, their priority. You immediately can see which emails are urgent, important, medium, or low. But you can also choose the columns that you want here. You can say, okay, I prefer structuring these conversation cards by assigned to, so that I can see who is working on what, or I prefer doing it on status, or maybe by tag. You can really choose how you organize your emails in this case. This is what our Yablo web application looks like. We see here again our Kanban board with the different conversation cards, but it's more than the Kanban board. In this case, the operations, as you can see on the top, it's the operations team inbox that is open. So it's a shared team inbox with Jolene, James, Sam in this case, who are all in there and have certain conversations assigned to them. But if you go on the left in the black space, you see that there are more team inboxes. So all the inboxes are gathered in this overview. And I can also see, as you see on top, quickly see which emails have been assigned to me over my different inboxes. So this is actually your email workspace. This is what the Yablo app looks like. So I will show this more in detail in the demo, of course. So Yablo is, besides this web application, also fully integrated in Outlook. This is where we started. Yablo as an Outlook add-on. It's also available on mobile in the Outlook application and on Microsoft Teams. Yablo will be an application that you can just add to Teams and of course also to the mobile application of Teams. So like this, you can really choose how Yablo fits within your personal workflow. If you prefer working from within Outlook, from within Teams, or from the web application, you can choose. Now remember the thing I said about improving personal productivity with Yablo is by staying in control of your mailbox. So what can you do? You can snooze emails to a later time. So when it suits you better, the email reappears in your mailbox so that you definitely don't forget to answer it. You can also pause your inbox. This means pausing your notifications and emails during a certain period of time that you don't get bothered and that you can really focus your time. You can also set reminders so you don't forget to follow up on messages. When you reply to an important customer and he needs to reply before a certain date, you can set a reminder to yourself that if the customer did not reply before Friday, you will get a notification. Also, you can add the emails as tasks in your preferred tool. In this case, we have an integration with Tasks in a Box, with Microsoft Planner, and with Asana. So if you prefer adding these emails as tasks in these tools, it's possible as well. Okay. I don't know if there are already any questions, Peter. Otherwise, I will go to the first demo.
No questions yet. I think you can start with the demo.
Okay. So this is our first scenario. So how do you manage a shared mailbox with Yablo? In this case, we take the example of a global operations team in a travel organization that collaborates with Yablo. So it's a global travel organization. They get a lot of emails, like 1,000 emails in the operations mailbox on a daily basis from hotels, airports, you name it, all over the world. So there are numerous external parties sending emails to this operations mailbox. But the operators, there are 10 operators, there's one manager, also spreads all over the world, and they need to manage this inbox. They need to see which email is more important than the other one. They need to be fast, but they cannot forget anything. So they need to make sure that no emails slip through the crack. So what are the challenges that they face? There are a few. So first of all, some emails might be answered twice because it's not clear who is tackling which email. This also results that some emails might get or might be left unanswered because it's not clear who is the owner. Also, the operations manager, he doesn't know the status, so he's not up to date on who's working on what. A third thing is that the shared mailbox is not available on mobile, so it's difficult to follow up for the operators when they're traveling. So these are some of the typical problems that you have with a shared mailbox. So now, how does this operations team would handle this with Yablo? Let me show you the Yablo application. So here we are. This is how our Yablo application looks. We are now in the operations team inbox, as you can see here. Now the operations team inbox is linked to our operations shared mailbox. So all the emails that are coming or that are sent to operations@company.com will appear automatically as conversation cards in Yablo in the operations team inbox. So as you can see, there is one email here that is unassigned and it seems to be important. So what I can do is I can assign it to myself. I can just click here and it appears in my column. Or if I think it's more something my colleague Peter should take care of, I can just simply drag it to his column and it changes to his picture. Oh, where I was here, this one. So it changes with his picture. Now, if I open this conversation, I get all the details. So I get all the emails that are linked to this conversation. I can see here that Peter is indeed the owner. Next to it, I can see that it is located in the operations mailbox. I can assign it to other team inboxes as well. And I can see that the priority is set to medium. I'm going to change it because it seems important. Just like that, I can change the priority of this email conversation. Besides that, I can also add tags. This one is about rescheduling a certain flight. I can add a tag, reschedule, or it's about a certain flight number. I can just add it, flight number X, and add a new tag. Here you can also see the history of what happened already to this email. And we've assigned it to me, then to Peter. I changed the priority. I've added a tag. It's all in there. So it always sticks to the email conversation. Now, if I have a question or something, I can just tag my colleague. Hey, did you take care of this? And we can just have a chat conversation about this email. So it's an internal discussion. We're not going to send emails around discussing this certain email. We're just going to keep the discussion in here. And because we are having this discussion right here, it will stick to the email as well. So if you're later on, if you were curious why a certain email was replied to a customer, you can always find the decisions here. Okay, so I'm going to close it. I can check here that I have 2 notifications. So what would that mean? Just going to click it. Here you see exactly Peter answered to me. So there was new activity on an email that I was following. So I get notified. I can also change these notifications just as I like. Okay, I'm going to go out of notifications, back to the operations inbox. So as I said, this one is structured by owner. You could see what is assigned to me, what is assigned to Peter, but I can change it. If I click here, I can see, okay, I want it structured by priority so that I can really be focused on what's important first and then what's next, or by tag maybe. I can just really choose how I would like to organize this board. Now, if I go to the left here, I already told you in the beginning that there are multiple team inboxes. So these are all the team inboxes in Yablo to which I have access. If I scroll down, I see that there are some tags. For example, I'm responsible for planning, so all the emails that are tagged with rescheduling in this travel organization, I think it's really important for me. So I just can click them and I see all the emails that are tagged with rescheduling. It doesn't matter in which inbox they are. In this case, there are only some from the operations inbox. Or I can see my team members and immediately see what they're working on or what was assigned to them. Okay. So here, if I go up, I see the assigned to me. And here are all the email conversations that were assigned to me over my different team inboxes. So from the taxes, operations, info, HR. So from the different team inboxes. Also, you don't need to be in a team inbox to get an email assigned. Those are listed here. Okay, so this is the overview of the operations inbox within Yablo. Okay, are there any questions? Otherwise, I will go to the next one. So
Well, we have one question. One question was, you mentioned that it works together with shared mailboxes. And the question was, does that mean that it works together with the shared mailboxes in Exchange? Another question was whether it also works together with office groups. So if you have office groups, can you also manage those conversations? So the answer is that it indeed works together with shared mailboxes on Exchange. So if you have a user mailbox or a shared mailbox, you can actually connect that to Yablo and start working together with your team on those mailboxes. Regarding office groups, there's currently no support for office groups in Yablo, but it is something that we will be adding later on this year.
Okay, great. So now let's go to how can you use Yablo for your personal inbox. So in this case, I'm going to take the example of an accountant who handles customer questions, who has a lot of questions and concerns from customers that sends to, in this case, my personal email. So they send it to my personal inbox. And I'm trying my best to answer all these questions, but I need some advice. So sometimes I need to consult an expert for when there's a question about certain tax or an audit. I can just consult one of these expert teams. But what would normally happen if we don't have Yablo? I get 500 emails from customers, and the ones I don't know, I forward them to one of the teams or to someone within those teams. They reply back to me, and we have an internal email thread that could get quite long. Then I reply to the customer again, but then I have the risk of sending unwanted information to the customer because we have such long threads. These internal discussions can really not be communicated to our clients. Also, yeah, everything that I'm doing, I'm aware of it because it's in my personal inbox. But of course, the taxes team has no idea that I'm getting questions from customers about taxes or that I'm having questions about customers about an audit. And I think the audit team should always be involved. But I'm not going to put them in CC because I don't want to bother them. So a lot of challenges in this case as well. So first of all, we have the fact that the emails are coming into a personal inbox, which creates personal silos. We're not sharing information in this case. Also, the emails are forwarded to the experts, which generates a lot of internal email traffic. There's no general structured overview of what's going on. And yeah, we get long email threads with the risk of sending the unwanted information to our customer. So how could we handle this situation with Yablo? Let me show you. So for this case, I'm going to start from within Outlook. I'm going to show you the Outlook add-on. So I got a new email here from John. John sent me an email and he had a question about his web shop, about taxes. So I'm going to add it to Yablo. That's the first thing I need to do because it was sent to my personal inbox. And I don't want to share anything I don't want. So I'm going to add this one to Yablo. And I'm going to add it to the taxes inbox. That's the first thing I'm going to do, because I want to inform them that I already got a question about taxes. So that this means that everybody within the taxes team inbox has access to this email. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assign it to myself. So that the people in the taxes team know that I'm the owner, that I will tackle it, that I will take care of it. Okay, it's about a web shop. I could add a tag about a web shop. And it's medium important. Yeah, I think that's correct. So I'm not really sure about answering this email because, yeah, I'm not the expert. So I'm going to ask some advice on with a colleague. So is this the same for all countries? I hope, yeah, Peter sees my question and he can answer it. Yeah. So I want to reply to this email conversation, but I'm not sure. So I could just easily ask my colleague for advice. So while we wait for his advice, I can show you what's in here as well. You can see the notifications like the ones I showed you. You can see them right here. So they're all listed here. Okay. Okay, Peter. Okay, thank you. He answered me. Now I can reply to my customer. No, there's a difference for each country. So I know what to ask my customer. John. Okay, like that. And before I'm going to click send, I'm going to add a reminder because John is a really important customer of mine and I really don't want to forget to follow up before the weekend begins. So I want to set a reminder that if he doesn't reply to this email before Friday, I get notified. So let's send. Okay, great. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add this email as a task for myself in Planner. Because then we know for the taxes planning, yeah, we can incorporate it. Just gonna select the taxes planning, and I'm going to create this one as a task in Planner. As you can see, I could also choose if I prefer to work with Asana or with Tasks in a Box. I can do it as well. It's just the example of Microsoft Planner because we use it in our accountancy firm. So now, if I want to see how it's going on with this email, what's the status, I can just check it quickly. If I go here to the team inboxes, I open Yablo, the view that you just saw a minute ago, and now I'm going to go to the taxes mailbox. And here we have our John Davis email that's here as a conversation card, and I can open it. And I can just see all the conversations, the one that I got, the one that I replied, the comments that me and Peter sent to each other, the tag, my name here as an owner, the priority, and the tag. So everything is there, and I can always go back to it and find it if I need it. So that was Yablo for your personal inbox. Okay. So now it's your turn. We already tested Yablo as a private beta version with some of our customers. But now it's your turn as the Yablo the public beta version of Yablo, so you can try it out. So what are our next steps in the process of providing Yablo, making it public for everyone? So the first thing we'll do is send you an email with the instructions on how to install the Yablo Outlook add-on, how to go to the Yablo web application, or how to install it in Microsoft Teams so that you can test it the way you like. We'll send the email tomorrow so that we're also available. If you have any questions or concerns or feedback, please contact us. You can just send an email to Jolene@yablo.io. You can also check our knowledge base. The link is here on screen. I will send you the presentation, of course. Yeah, your feedback is really valuable to us as you are our first public beta version. We really want to know what you think of us of Yablo. So yeah, please let us know. Of course, there are no costs of any kind because it's a beta version. Your feedback is the thing that's the most valuable to us, of course. Yeah, last thing to say, the official rollout is planned for after the summer. So we first want to process your feedback, make sure everything is installed to get it launched in the app stores after the summer. So that's that. I don't know if there are still any questions.
Well, some other questions. One of them is which Outlook versions are supported. Yablo is available for all the Outlook platforms. So this means both the desktop application of Outlook, so both on Windows as well as on Mac. It's also available in the web application of Outlook. And then last one is also available in the mobile applications of Outlook. So both if you're using iOS or Android, you can actually use the same Yablo add-in on all those different platforms. And once you install it on one platform, for example, on the desktop application of Outlook, it will become available automatically on all your other Outlook applications as well. So that was one question. Another question was how exactly does the following works of conversations? So the main thing is that typically when you're working with emails, the person who is sending an email, he or she actually decides who should get a copy of that email as well. So what you typically do is you add the number of people in CC or BCC so that they are aware of that email that you're sending out. But you can still do that, of course, but what you can do with Yablo is actually turn that around and make it a responsibility of other people in your team, whether they would like to follow certain conversations, yes or no, whether they are put in CC, yes or no. So for example, if I'm having a conversation with a certain customer, I could share that conversation with my team, and then members of my team can decide for themselves whether they would like to follow up on a specific conversation, yes or no. When they do follow a certain conversation, they will get important notifications of what happens with that conversation and can follow up on all the replies as well. And the last question was whether it's possible to manage who can delegate a certain conversation. At the moment, that's quite open. So if you are a member of a team and a certain conversation is shared by that team, have the option to delegate that conversation to other people within your organization. So there's no restriction on that one. Okay, that was it from the questions that we got.
Okay, great. Then last but not least, thank you so much for joining this webinar. We really look forward to seeing your feedback on the tool. Yeah, we hope you like it. Yeah, we hope we can work together to make it the best version. So thank you again. Bye.